Some of us were had experiences of, let's call it cults. I had the experience of the Catholic cult, of the communist cult, of the hippie cult in some ways. What do I mean by cult? Is a set of beliefs that create in some ways an us versus them kind of thing, and understanding both the need for the creation of a separate space in order to create something new, and the danger of righteousness, or the danger of we have a better thing than you, the danger of, yeah, we will eventually, I guess, impose our. So we were very aware of this, and we were also aware of how this cultic thing gets created as a group of people close themselves to the outside. So we came to New York, and we came to New York in part as a statement of we want an open situation. We want lots of influences. We are going to attempt to create this new thing. We want to paint our painting in this way because we want to know the impact it has. We are Van Gogh, and we don't want to paint like Rembrandt, but we're not against Rembrandt, which is attempting a new thing. Do we want to believe that this new way of painting is like better than motherhood and apple pie or whatever? Yeah, sure, there's this danger, this thinking you are better, but we are working on there is no better. So it's very funny how this, and in a very, I think intuitive way, we accept that we have this very radical group at the center that is very experimenting with learning to tell each other the truth, not the truth, but the truth I feel now. We dare to ask the unaskable questions in the existing culture, like, I sense this, is this happening? Or I have this great antagonism against you right now, can we work it out? Or I feel totally ashamed, or all the things that you can't really talk about, or I feel totally alienated, or I think you are. So the groups, the core group's commitment was to come to places of truth. And again, not big truth, but can we come closer? Can we share this noise, these reactivities, and go beyond them? What lies beyond it? Can I overcome fears? Can I overcome insecurities? Can I shift? Can we develop a process in which we can let go of all these structures in ourselves and come to a healing place, a trusting place? This is the core experiment, and the process we use has very strong psychoanalytic base and bioenergetic base, and all sorts of stuff. Zen, a strong awareness that we are constantly, our symbolic apparatus, our mind is constantly attempting to fix itself and create these images of what's happening, and how these fixed images separate us from each other, because your sense of what's happening and my sense are reflected in different symbolic languages. And how can we realize this and come to the core of what's actually happening, if there is such a thing? So we create a very open space, and the core group is doing this radical thing, and we are somewhat defensive of this baby we are creating. So people come, and anytime they say, why don't you do that? We say, because we are doing this. Now, it is true that we may have missed a lot of messages of people that understood this we were creating, and seeing that we were getting into cul-de-sacs or into dead ends, and that we needed to introduce other elements for our own process. And it's true that we might have thrown a lot of stuff out. I know this. But we are very, can you please join our process? And out of understanding what it is we are attempting to do, yes, we accept whatever you want to bring in. But we need to develop this trust connection where we don't want to waste a lot of time arguing with you about this space that we are trying to create. And because we're in an open context and all of our meetings are open, people came in and before they really understood anything, they wanted us to do something else. Out of their own resistances, out of lots of things. So we started loosely creating this income sharing group, and eventually it became that we would have no private monies, we would just join everything. And we made one exception for inheritances, for complicated reasons. But so since 1979, July, we have this income sharing group that has existed until now, which means that we behave in terms of spending money, the people in that group, which now we are 11, we behave like, in a way like a marriage behaves, where I am spending money that belongs to all of us, and we have some standards. We have a strong ethic of small footprint, and you can translate these code words. And learning about how we use money to fulfill these yearnings for contact. We use money to buy objects that give us a sense, So it's very ingrained, this transformation of the materialistic addiction to purchasing, ownership, acquisition. That is very alienating, because so you buy the thing and a week later the excitement is gone, and so what do you have? You have a video camera, you don't have a magic thing, or you're not fulfilling your wonderful desires to be this movie director. You just have a fucking camera that you can use if you are, okay. So there's a very strong ethic of addressing all these ego issues. This, again, transformation from old culture to a new culture where the value is on contact, on sharing. And money is for doing things together. Money is for setting up these stages, these gestalts, these things. In this, the community is a result of this. So what is money used for? To buy houses. Why? Because we want spaces to be and to do things in, and we are fortunate enough, we find one house, then the next house becomes available, so we have this little wonderful compound that becomes a little Shangri-La in a way, with gardens and children's spaces and little pool, and it's wonderful how this develops, And it's about creating a shared space and also a private space. Everybody has a room. At first we didn't, we slept wherever. So core group is radical in the transformation process and in the quest for freedom and loving and contact and transformation from old structures to new structures. And it's a very strong commitment to truth, to process, and to deep consensus creation. I want to learn to love you in your own context. I want to learn to love you not because of what you bring to me, but because of what you bring, who you are, your weaknesses and your strengths. I want to learn to enable, help, be part of the conspiracy for you to enable your wishes, your desires, your yearnings, your possibilities in the world. And I want to be there to help you outgrow your weaknesses, to not use them against you, to find how I resonate with your weaknesses, and how can we come to a better place, And this is the core group, and the core group is about this, about learning how to love.